Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to talk about Emirates, your favorite topic. So for those who just arrived on my channel, my name is Cassandra. I'm 24 years old and I've been working for Emirates for almost 1 year. So since I live in Dubai, I've been receiving a lot of questions about how is Dubai, how is the job, how to apply to be cabin crew, etc. So every time I answer individually on Instagram or in message, but like I thought that would be much easier if I just do a video and I answer to all the questions at once, because most of the time, to be honest, it's always the same thing. So I asked you on Instagram all the questions that you want me to answer about Emirates, and so I will answer everything on this video to make it clear for everyone. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, I will put my Instagram just here, so make sure you go and check it out. I always ask you about the next videos, so if you want to participate, feel free to go and have a look. And even if you want to see my life in Dubai and the life of cabin crew and where I travel, etc., so make sure you join me there. So there's a lot of questions that you asked me that was very interesting, because I will never think that someone wanted to ask this question, if you know what I mean, because it means that when you're a cabin crew and when you actually work in this job, like, you don't realize that some things might not be clear for your friends. So yeah, I think this video is going to be very interesting for everyone, and I also think that it's going to be very long, so make sure you grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and you sit down and be ready. So I have everything ready. I wrote down all your questions on my computer just here, so I'm just gonna make sure to go through everything and that I don't miss any of your questions. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. So the first question that you guys asked me is, how is life in Dubai? So this question, I think all my friends, family, everyone asking me every day. So yeah, let's answer right now. So I would say that life in Dubai is amazing for short term, and I'm gonna explain myself. So basically, I love living here because it's amazing. Between two flights, you just come home and it feels like you're on holiday, you know. It's perfect to relax. You just go to the beach, you go to party, you go to a restaurant, there's everything, so many activities to do, so it's really great. I couldn't imagine myself living in a better city than Dubai, in being a cabin crew, especially that Dubai is in the middle of the world map, so it's perfect to go everywhere. The maximum destination, I think it's 16 hours to go to Auckland, and I think 14 to go to Toronto. So yeah, you're pretty much in the middle. So the thing that I like the less in Dubai is that I miss nature and of course my French culture. But yeah, when I say nature, I mean I miss going to a park and see like flowers and stuff everywhere, and or just walking. Like, there's not really path to walk in Dubai. Most of the time you just take a taxi to go somewhere. So yeah, just miss walking in the streets. Yeah. And another point is that this city can seem a little bit superficial sometimes, because for example, when you go to a restaurant, for example French, Italian, you're expecting like a waiter to be from the nationality of the restaurant, but it's not. So yeah, it just doesn't seem like it doesn't seem French or Italian, you know. So yeah, that's just some little details of what you notice when you live in Dubai that might be a little bit challenging, but overall Dubai is really nice to live and I like living here. So then, second question, someone French asked me which level of English do they ask. So when you go for the open day for Emirates, do they ask C2 or B1? So just to let you know guys, I've never heard about C2 or not C1, not C2, C1 and B2 here in Dubai. I'm not sure if it exists somewhere else than France, or if it's like a European code for language. I'm not sure, but to be honest, like, I don't even remember what it means. It was a long time ago. But here it doesn't mean anything really. All you have to do is be fluent in English. So when you go to the open day, you will have to speak all in English, obviously. Even if you do it in your home country, don't speak in your own language with the others applicants, because I don't think it will be really well seen by the recruiter, which won't speak your language, you know what I mean? So don't forget to speak English. And so to come back to the subject, what was I saying? Yeah, so as long as you can communicate with everyone in English, that you understand the recruiter, that she understands you, well, I don't think you will have any problem. No one will ask you your level of English. They will just see if you can speak English. And also, if you're selected at the end of the open day / assessment day, you will have an English test online. So you have to succeed this test. Well, I thought that was pretty easy. And also, I wanted to add something about the accent. I remember before to apply, I was really worried, but not by my English, but more by my accent. I was thinking it's not good enough. I need to have no accent, and I think that was a mistake because everyone's got an accent in Emirates, so no one really cares about accent. And I don't think you will ever lose your accent, to be honest. I've been living 3 years in Australia and I still got my accent, so yeah, I think just when you're ready, when you can speak, understand English, just go for it and you'll see if you can make it or not. So someone asked, when are you going to fly? So this question was asked like 1 month ago, so I was still not flying at the time. But since then, I had a flight to Melbourne last week. So that was really exciting, and I was flying with all my batchmates, so we had a lot of fun, so that was nice. And also for July, I've got 3 flights rostered, so I'm really excited as well. I can't wait to be back on the game and on my world tour, so yeah, really nice. The next question is, do you get to pick your destination? Ooh, this is like a really curious question. Like, I think everyone is thinking, does she get to pick her destinations? Well, obviously no. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been 3 times to Kuala Lumpur in my first time of flying. I mean, Kuala Lumpur was good, but no, we don't get to pick our destination. I mean, every month we get a roster, and we can give our preference when we get out of the probation period. We have a system where we can enter our preference every month, and sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't get it, but obviously I'm happy to go everywhere so far because I haven't been here for long, so every destination is fine for me. So yeah, basically 1 month per year approximately, no, maybe 2 months per year, you can have a lot of chance to get the destination that you want, because it's a rotation system. You're in a group and that rotates, and depending which group you are, based on months that you can get your preference. Well, it's very complicated to explain, but basically, yeah, you can do your preference, and sometimes they give it to you, sometimes they give it to you 1 or 2 destinations that you asked for, which is already amazing. So yeah, that's what it is. So the next question that I got asked is if I am working as a French flight attendant, which means for the French customers only, or for everyone. So this is very interesting, this question. Like, maybe it's obvious for me, but like maybe it's not for you, so it's good that someone asked that. And also I get some people on the flights, some French generally, asking me, do you only do Paris, Dubai, Dubai, Paris, or Paris, Lyon? Well, no. I mean, that would be good to get a flight to France sometimes, but I've never been to France in 1 year. So no, I don't think that I'm hired for only the French. Basically, they mixed all the nationalities in a flight. Maybe it depends of which destination you go. If there's more French on the destination, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know how it works. But you always need an Arabic speaker on every flight. And then it can be, I think for some destination you need a language speaker. Like if you go to France, you need like someone who speaks French on the flight, at least 1 cabin crew. But otherwise the rest is all mixed up, it's random. It can be like 2 Russians, 2 Polish, I don't know. Like it doesn't depend of that at all. It's not gonna be all the cabin crew French if you go to France. So yeah, I haven't had a flight for France yet, so yeah, let's hope I get one anytime soon, because I would like to go home sometimes as well. So no, I'm not hired only for the French. But it's always a pleasure, of course, when I see some French on a flight, like speak my language. Like I'm always happy because here I never speak French, like maybe 1% sometimes with my French friends, but that's it. Then someone asked me, can you do a video in French? Well, I thought that would be better to do in English so more people can watch my video, especially that my boyfriend is not French. So if I'd make the video in French, like there's a lot of people that can't watch my video. So I thought English would be easier for everyone because I've got some French people watching me, but obviously my accent is really French, so I think they can understand me very easily. And you can put the subtitles in English as well so you can understand what I say. But yeah, of course I can make a video what am I saying? Of course I can make a video in French if you want. Just tell me what kind of video do you want. If you want like something about Emirates again, like completely in French, let me know, and yeah, that would be a pleasure to make one in French and to speak French, of course. So yeah. So the next question is, can you work as a flight attendant for Emirates in Dubai? And then if you resign, find another job in Dubai and stay in Dubai. So basically from what I know is that you need a sponsor, like a work who sponsor you to get a visa to live in Dubai. So I'm sponsored by Emirates obviously, so they organized my visa and stuff. But if I was to leave it, I would have to find another job first, I think, that will give me the visa so I can stay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find a job here in Dubai in hospitality or in something else, I don't know. And especially that with all the people that we meet on the flights, I'm sure you can make a lot of contacts and then find a job easily because Dubai is a small city. We are a lot of cabin crew. We all know each other very quickly. Like all the time I see some people I flew with who like go out with some other people that I flew with, and yeah, everyone know each other really quickly here. So I think it's really easy to make contacts. So I'm sure you could find another job after Emirates here in Dubai, yeah. Then someone asked me, what is the test that Emirates care the most about? Oh, to be honest, I have no idea. Like, I can't speak for them, but from my experience, what I found it the hardest to pass was obviously the final interview because I had to do it 3 times for those who don't know. So yeah, like for me the hardest part was the final interview. Every time I was passing the open day and assessment day straight away, but the final interview was really hard for me. I don't know why. Every time like I wasn't making it. But also they ask you some photos at the same time as the final interview, or like a few days before. They ask a lot of photos about you in uniform. When I mean in uniform, I mean in professional attire, and also casual. And they were really picky with these photos. They called me a few times to make some more. So I think they might value the photo a lot. I don't know. Like I can't speak for them once again, but for my experience, what was the hardest was the photos that I think are very important, and the final interview because it's the last stage obviously, so you have to pass it. So yeah, for the photos, by the way, I will recommend that you take them with a professional, that you go to like a professional photographer and that it takes you the photo and you show them exactly the guidelines that they give you, and there's even an example photo of what they want, and show him that, and like because it's really hard, it's really precise what you have to do, and you don't want to make a mistake. So make sure you follow everything, all the steps, otherwise it's gonna slow down your application. So yeah, make sure of that. That's my little tip. So next question, someone asked me, how can I succeed in the final interview and in the process of applying in general? So I can only answer this question from my experience and from the tips that I think worked for me in my case. So I don't guarantee that this is gonna work for you, but if I can tell you something is make sure you look professional, make sure that for the final interview and for all the process of applying actually, make sure you always wear your hair tight in a bun. that you put some spray everywhere. It needs to be perfect. The makeup needs to be nice and very like, I wouldn't say natural, but don't put like extra color, like make sure it's like makeup like brown and nude. Red lipstick obviously needs to be red. For more specifically, for the final interview, make sure you prepare the answers of the questions. You can find the questions on internet. It's no secret for anyone. You just tap final interview, Emirates, Etihad, whatever, and you'll find some websites that show the questions that they ask. So it's nothing magic. Just go on this website, prepare all the questions with your own experience. Make sure you prepare a lot of examples to give, depending on your own experience. So I can't tell you anything about this. But make sure you give a lot of details, and make sure to show your feelings when you answer. For example, if you say I was sorry for this person, like I don't know what would be the question for that, but like you're answering like I was so sorry for this person, like I was feeling so sad for her, so they can see that you have compassion. You know, they can find some skills depending of your answers. So yeah, I think that's what worked for me for the third time, because I was developing more about my feelings, etc. Also, what I can tell you, make sure also you listen to the recruiter. Very important. Don't cut the recruiter. Never do that for anyone in general. Anyway, it's so annoying. But make sure you listen to the recruiter when she asks you something. And also make sure to show a little bit of interest to the recruiter, because at the end of the day, you're on an interview with someone else, another human. So make sure to show a little bit of emotion. Personalize the interview, you know what I mean? And most of all, show that you care about people and that you are a team worker, because you are going to be all the time working in teamwork. That's all you're gonna do with Emirates. So you have to like working in a team. And also, last tip, but most of important, make sure you smile. All the time you have to speak in smiling like that, yeah. But make sure you stay natural. Don't be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, stay natural. Yeah, stay natural is very important actually. Stay yourself. Next question, very sad but still important to know, I guess, is if one of my family member die, am I allowed to go back to my hometown to the funeral? So, to be honest, I don't know anyone who had that in the past, and that didn't happen to me, so I'm not really sure. But at the end of the day, we're all human, so I guess they will allow you to go, especially if it's someone from your close family, like your parents, brother, sister, grandparents. Yeah, I think they will let you go. You have to speak to your manager and get his or her approval. But in like extreme circumstances like that, I believe they will let you go. I mean, from the situation now, I don't know what to say anymore, like with this corona, etc. I don't know. But yeah, I think so. Next question that I really like, your best flight and your worst flight. So my experience about that. So my best flight, we're gonna start with this one. So I would have said Lisbon, but now that I've been to Melbourne last week, Melbourne is also one of the best. But Lisbon, because all the crew was super nice, and like, I'm gonna talk about Lisbon because actually when I came in the briefing room, I didn't know anyone. I flew with one of the guys that was on the flight, but like, it wasn't my friend or anything, you know. So, and everyone was so nice from the briefing room and in the flight. We were all getting along with each other. So that was great. And going to Lisbon was obviously nice, like super nice destination. During the layover, we all went out together. We had so much fun, so much. So that was really nice. What else? For the way back, we had 2 new joiners, so that was so cute. We were trying to make them feel comfortable, because they were all stressed, obviously, because they were going to Dubai to join Emirates, because they have been recruited in their country. So we made sure that they were feeling nice during the flight. We showed them everything in the airplane. We made them some drinks, cocktails, etc. So that was really nice to have them. And yeah, the flight was smooth, customers super nice, very friendly. So yeah, it was a really great flight, nothing to say. Then Melbourne was really nice last week, because I flew there with my batchmates, so 3 of my batchmates. So for those who don't know batchmates, this is the people that I did the training, I did the Emirates training with them when I first joined. So we have been trained together for 2 months, so we all know each other very well. So this is like friends. So we went to Melbourne together, so obviously that was a lot of fun and that was nice. So yeah, that's for the best flights. Obviously I went to a lot of other destinations, and that was really nice as well, but these are the 2 experiences that marked me the most. And for the worst flights, to be honest, like, I'm not lying, like, I didn't get any bad flights so far, like really bad, with bad turbulences, bad experience. No, I didn't get any customer case, touch some wood, no. So I don't have any bad flights to tell you. Like, I know it's gonna be a bit boring, but but I can tell you some anecdotes actually. So that was on a flight to Shanghai, I think. No, that was coming back from Shanghai or from Kuala Lumpur, I'm not sure anymore. We had this customers that was getting a bit tipsy during the flight, and we stopped serving them alcohol, and they reached the stage where they were a little bit too much tipsy, and one of them we were talking with the customer and with the colleagues in the galley. So the galley, that's our small kitchens where we make the food, the tea, coffee, etc., for those who don't know. And there was this customer, so the one tipsy, coming in the galley on the side, and we were here talking with the customer. And we asked him if everything was okay, if he didn't want something, and he said it was fine. So then we were keeping on the conversation in this side. And then some of the crew started to see like a paddle happening on the floor, and we saw the customer and basically like the customer was so tipsy that he peed on the galley next to us. He took off everything and he peed next to us. So yeah, that was a little bit weird. But yeah, that's one of the anecdotes that I got like in my first 3 months of flying. That was already happening. So yeah, otherwise this is the worst anecdotes. I mean, the most funny I have to say. Otherwise, things that makes me laugh as well sometimes. Some French people that get in the plane, and of course I greet them in French, and because I'm so happy. Some of my French colleagues are in the plane, so I talk with them, and at the end of the conversation they tell me, "But your French is really good. Oh my God, you speak really good French. Where are you from?" Yeah, that happened a few times. I don't know, like maybe I start to get an accent in French, I don't know. Or maybe because it is so surprising, like to do, like, for example, I don't know, Indonesia, Dubai, and that someone on the flight speak French. Yeah, I don't know, but it's funny anyway. So that's all for the anecdotes so far. Then someone asked, what takes you too much time? So I don't really know what do you mean in this question, like what takes me too much time. Like, I guess when in my job, when I prepare myself for the job, I guess so. So for this question, I would say learning the safe talk. So for those who don't know what is the safe talk, basically when we work, I don't know if it's for every airline, but for Emirates, before a flight, so we do a briefing before to get in the aircraft with the customer. So we go to the headquarters and we go to a briefing room where we meet all the crew we're going to fly with. And before that, you have every 3 months, I think they change. you have a list of questions and answers that you have to learn about aviation, about security, medical cases, etc. And during the briefing room, the supervisor is gonna ask you one question randomly in the list that you had to learn. So sometimes the list is pretty long and there's a lot of questions. So learning the safe talk can be a bit stressful. Like even after 1 year, I'm always scared of the question I'm gonna get. We never know, because if you don't answer this question, I think they have to ask you another questions. I always answer the first questions, so I don't know. But they ask you another questions, and then if you don't answer the questions, I mean you might be taken off the flight. So we don't want this to happen. So learn your safe talk. Next question, someone asked me, how do you suggest we prepare the questions for the final interview to stand out? Well, I pretty much answered in the questions before, so I'm gonna be quick. So basically, like I said, just type final interview airlines and you're gonna find the questions. There's some websites and you're gonna find the questions in the websites. Then prepare like all the questions if you can, because you don't know what you're gonna get, and prepare it with your experience. Like write it down on a notebook, and the fact that you write it down and that you saw the questions, if the recruiter asks you one of those questions, you will be already prepared because you will have thought about answering this question already. So that would be less of a surprise than if the recruiter asks you this question and you have no clue what it even means. So yeah, prepare the questions. And tips to stand out, well, I've already said everything before. Make sure you personalize the interview, you show your feelings, you smile, etc. Next question, someone asked, is Emirates recruiting now? No, I think they're not recruiting now, because obviously, like in the world, the situation with the aviation is not at its best. So, but I'm sure that once we get rid of this coronavirus, I'm sure that this is all gonna go back on track, and that they will hire again people. So just be patient. Take this time to improve your English, to study. Use this time to do some stuff like that. And once they recruit again, you will be ready. Next question, someone asked, how do you apply for Emirates? Is there any shortcuts? To be honest, if there were any shortcut, I think everyone would know about it. Like, unfortunately, no, you have to go through the process like everyone. So you have to apply on the website that we put here. So it's emiratescarrier.com, and then you go in the section cabin crew, and then you will follow the instruction that they say on the website. And you have to apply through the websites. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. There's no shortcut, not that I know. Anyway, because I had to apply a few times, so sorry about that, but this is to be fair for everyone. Then last questions already, someone asked, how has been your experience so far with Emirates? Do you like it? And how can this job affect your relationship with your family? So I'm first going to answer to the first question in this question. Doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. So how's been my experience? So it was really great so far, especially before this coronavirus. I was traveling everywhere. I've been to China, which I've never been before, and that was amazing. I love China. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to Canada, which I would never thought I would go that quick there. So yeah, that was really nice to do the world tour. So I hope my world tour is gonna start again very soon. Can't wait. So yeah, this job is really a good opportunity if you want to travel a lot of countries in a very short time, because I've been here less than 1 year and I've already been to all those countries that I don't tell you because there's already so many. I've been to New Zealand as well. So yeah, really great. Really what I was expected. Yeah, I was expected to work a lot, to do a lot of hours, but at the end of the day, this is to travel. The more you work, the more you travel. So this is what I want. Then last questions already. Someone asked, How has been your experience so far with Emirates? Do you like it? And how can this job affect your relationship with your family? So I'm first gonna answer to the first question in this question. Doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. So how's been my experience? So it was really great so far, especially before this coronavirus. I was traveling everywhere. I've been to China, which I've never been before, and that was amazing. I love China. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to Canada, which I would never thought I would go that quick there. So yeah, that was really nice to do the world tour. So I hope my world tour is gonna start again very soon. Can't wait. So yeah, this job is really a good opportunity if you want to travel a lot of countries in a very short time, because I've been here less than 1 year and I've already been to all those countries that I don't tell you because there's already so many. I've been to New Zealand as well. So yeah, really great. Really what I was expected. Yeah, I was expected to work a lot, to do a lot of hours, but at the end of the day, this is to travel. The more you work, the more you travel. So this is what I want. And the fact that you meet all the time different people, all the time the crew is different. I really like this concept. I love meeting new people, and you learn so much about different people. You talk a lot during the flights and you learn so much about different nationalities, different people. So that's really great. And also I don't have any health issues. I was a bit scared, not scared, but like scared, because when you watch YouTube and you see like why don't apply for Emirates, these kind of videos, they tell you like it's really bad for your health, to be honest, I don't have any issues so far. Well, I've just started at the same time, but I don't have any issues to sleep. I sleep everywhere all the time. I don't feel jet lag at all. Even when I'm on the aircraft, I sleep. Like, you put me in the bed, straight away 5 minutes after I sleep, someone has to wake me up. So yeah, no issues about that. And also now I'm gonna answer to the second question, which was how can this job affect with your family? So first, I guess the first thing is your family living in Dubai, or is that in your home country? Because if it's in your home country, well, it might be a little bit challenging, because as I told you before, I've never got a flight to France yet. So I haven't seen my family for 1 year. So if you are married, that might be a bit challenging to go and see your wife or your husband, I don't know. The best option is that if they are living in Dubai, especially if you are married, the company give you the choice to live out of the accommodation, only if you are married though, and they give you an allowance so you can pay the rent and your transport, and you can live with your wife, husband. So this is great, I think, because I always like, especially now, of course I spend a lot of time in Dubai, but when I was flying, I had a lot of days off in Dubai. So I guess you have a lot of time to see each other. And so, but if you are not married, you cannot live together, but you can still, if they live in Dubai, you can still see each other because you have a lot of time in Dubai. So yeah, I guess the best option is that they live in Dubai with you. If they are in your home country, that would be challenging, of course, but it depends also for how many years you want to be cabin crew. So yeah, I'm not sure. So that's how I can only answer from my experience this question. So this is already the end of those questions. That was quite a long list of questions. I hope I answered everything and that I made it clearer for you, and that you learned some new things about this job and about me, my life and everything. If you have some other questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will answer one by one, or if there's a lot of questions, I will make another video to answer more questions. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure you subscribe. That would be amazing. Please support me, because without your support I cannot do it. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and make sure you comment as well. That's also nice to see my friends and everyone commenting down below. So make sure you do that for me. That would be amazing. And otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Check your phone. Check your phone.